Modern women can't handle being ghosted.
I'm tired of dating in my 40s. I'm tired of men not knowing what they want.
Literally minutes before he shows up, another girl messages me about him.
So naturally, I'm just annoyed as because every single guy that decides to make plans with you either flakes, ghosts you.
They don't really care about the relationship anymore, and eventually they just find another dream girl, and that girl takes your place.
I also feel like our generation has normalized like hooking up with someone first before you date them. But the unfortunate reality is a lot of times guys see that as completely transactional and you are fully disposable to them.
You want to sleep with me, you want to spend time with me, you want to go on dates with me, you want to ring me all the time, but you don't want me to be a girlfriend. Why? I just want a partner. I just want a partnership. I want someone that I can ring up and tell about my day. Why is that so hard?
It's just exponential how alone and how behind you can feel just because you're not married and because you're without kids.
Society now thinks that people are disposable. So it's rare to get genuinity or honesty or integrity or hard work or acceptance.
So I'm 41. I don't have any children. It is not my choice that I don't have any children.
Let's hang out is not a date. Let me come over and hang out with you is not a date. So why am I then dating? Because that's all I'm getting out of it.
And like I said, is fun, but it gets old. I'm 32 years old and I'm ready to settle down.
How did we get to this point where we literally can't even text a few words like, hey, I'm not interested?
Yeah, casual is definitely not for me. Since becoming single a couple of years ago, I had a few casual hookups, and every single time it was the same kind of like, I'm gonna pretend to care about you temporarily until I don't anymore. And then I got my feelings hurt, like every time, so.
What happened to men being the pursuers? Y'all don't chase anymore. The effort is so minimal. Women have just become so aggressive that you no longer have to chase, and it's just available at a moment's notice, and the swipe variety is just too attainable.
If somebody wants to strategically approach something with their clothes off, that is their prerogative, and I support that and respect that.
Like she is taking some kind of moral high ground to Dom. What? Because she doesn't have a fans account? I'm sorry, so what, girl? We all use our bodies to do work. All of us, every last one of us. Workers use their bodies and they're in a special way to do work, but we are all using our bodies.
It's murky in the area of like positive female empowerment for money area. Doesn't necessarily make you feel good.
And so when I think about the situation, it seems like the thing to do is to stop doing fans and to work on getting everything removed. And like I said, no, it's never going to be fully gone, but maybe it would be easier for him. And maybe then I could feel like I matter and I'm important and I'm not ashamed. I'm not something to be ashamed of. And I can meet his parents.
Now that I'm rebranding myself and I'm trying to get away from fans and not do fans, I see like a huge drop in my income if I don't do fans, and I feel stuck sometimes that I have to continue to do fans in order to make any money. Like if I want to go be an actress, how many people are gonna hire me? And so there's times where like it gets to me and I know it's the enemy, I know it's the devil, just saying like you might as well just continue doing that because it's gonna be really hard for you to be successful in life and do anything else.
And then when they find out I'm like a real person with real feelings, they're like, oh no, I just wanted like a doll that I could discard whenever I wanted. And I'm like, how the do you think that makes me feel?
With that on the bill that you wanted to take me out to, that I had to get ready for? I don't think so. In a patriarchy created by men where men are paid more than women, even though women typically do a better job.
I don't have any sympathy for women who will only date the top 10% of men, who then chronically get pumped and dumped, since these men have infinite options. So they see no benefit in settling for one woman. They choose to date these kinds of men hoping that they will be the one that gets singled out for a permanent or long-term relationship. It's like thinking they're going to win the lottery or score big at the casino, or someone who thinks they are going to be the next Jennifer Lawrence or Taylor Swift. Yes, it happens, but only to one in hundreds of thousands or millions. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but you get my point. Sure, one of these chads could take a fancy to them, but the odds aren't in their favor. Then, after doing this for 10 to 15 years, they hit the wall, age out of hookup culture, and then will blame men for dating younger women instead of taking responsibility for the poor choices they made and their lack of foresight during their 20s and early 30s. I don't feel any more sorry for these women than I do for someone who blows their paycheck on lottery tickets or gambling, or someone who chased their Hollywood dream and it didn't work out. No, it wasn't the lottery system, the casino, or the entertainment industry's fault that they got a bad outcome. It was them and their choices. You see, pump and dump is when a guy hooks up with a girl and then ghosts her. Only the top 20% of guys, the high-value ones, do this. You girls are always saying you want the top 20% and ignore the rest of us. Now you're out here crying and complaining that these top 20% guys are using you. What did you expect? High-value guys have tons of options. Just hop on Tinder, slap a pic of a hot model, and say you're 6'4" in the bio. You'll get mad swipes, trust me. And yeah, these models exist, but they're not even on Tinder because girls hit on them all the time. But okay, let's say the model is on Tinder. He'll match with a few girls, set up dates, do his thing on the first date, and then ghost. You girls brought this on yourselves. This behavior of high-value men begs the question, why do high-value men pump and dump? It's simple. They're not about that commitment life. Nobody, not even your average Joe, wants to commit anymore in this messed up world. These women just ain't worth it. Say a high-value guy does stick with you after one date, then you end up in some long-distance thing, and he puts a ring on it. Fast forward a few years, you're filing for divorce and taking half his stuff. No guy wants to deal with that drama. These high-value pump and dumpers are like the Megtar guys. Instead of chasing girls in their 20s, they focused on their own stuff and got into hookup culture. Now they're in their 30s, got bank, got ripped, and suddenly you want them to tie the knot. But you rejected those same men back in college because you were all about the bad boys. Thanks to my channel and others like it, we're waking men up to the BS of marriage. We're showing them that divorce is often the plan from the start. Marriage nowadays is just a scam for modern women to get rich quickly. These women who complain about chads ghosting them have some guys locked in the friend zone. I've come to the conclusion that an actual good man is too boring for a lot of women, and they only say that they want someone like this when they're tired of being dicked over by men. What I believe is that women don't actually want good men. They want bad men who are occasionally good, or good men who are occasionally bad. When I was about 15 years old, I read something online about the roller coaster effect. This is strictly PUA stuff, but the person who wrote it said that the roller coaster effect is basically where you alternate between being a good guy and being a bad guy. So there's a range of positive emotions quickly going to negative emotions for a short amount of time, and then back to positive emotions. At the end of the day, after these women have been pumped, dumped, and ghosted, these women will run to the guys in their friend zone to settle for them. That's why we always say, nice guys always finish last. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.